You coming along? What did you do today? Where did you rub yourself? It's all this, Where did you lie down on, huh? Just got to give the animals a top up, folks, because we're popping down to Melbourne for the weekend. I'm filling in the morning. No, get away from there, buddy. I'm always bloody hungry. Now, I've moved everything back here because this horse has got a bloody long neck. He's like a giraffe. And he gets into all the bloody seeds, all the crap. And it's not as if you haven't got enough to feed yourself out there. You got all the beautiful grass, all my bloody standard roses. Yeah, he won't eat the chaff on its own. He wants to have his little treat. Here's your little treat. Apple flavour, cinnamon. Come on. Nah, get it there. It's enough there. Come on. And the sheep just going to get a few pellets because the grass is quite low and they've destroyed the last round bale. Move, move, sniff it. Nothing there? No, nothing there. Move back. Get your face out of there. There we go. All right. We're going to go and talk about apricots, folks. Not about sheep and horses. And this here, folks, is my apricot tree, or one of many that we have here. This is the pink flowering one, the one that gives me the most trouble out of all, and I've got to work on this one here. Now, why I'm recapping on apricots in particular, because this time of the year they're coming into flower, one of the earlier varieties that flower. You may find if you've got almond trees, they'll be in full flight as well, but they're pretty tolerant to these sort of adverse weather changes that we're experiencing. So today, 8 degrees, you know, yesterday was about 10, tomorrow about 12, 11, that's Melbourne. So down here, again, expect 8 to 9 degrees, it might feel like 3. And if you've got a high wind, which is what we had yesterday, followed by rain and frost at night, these sort of trees here don't like it, really, and this is what will happen. You'll come into a cycle, if you live in a zone similar to ours, like where I am, southwest Victoria, you'll have a couple of good warm days, or maybe more than a couple, 3 or 4, which basically kicks a lot of plants into gear. Soil starts to heat up, microbes kick into gear, plants start to push out their buds and start swelling, and voila, you got your flowers coming on. And then what happens? You get a couple... flowers are beautiful. A couple of days later, and they haven't all finished flowering yet, so they haven't been in flower for long enough to have this problem happening. Come in. I just wrecked a few. This is molting. Basically, high winds. Look at that, it just fell off. That's holding on. You can go around and, oop, that fell off. They're delicate, they should, they're going to fall off. These aren't going to all set. Now, are these fruiting flowers that we spoke about? Well, some are, not all of them are. They're not doubles and clusters and all that. But nevertheless, we've got the flowers. They're not out long enough. And the other thing I have noticed, and I've got 3 beehives here, folks. Bees aren't out yet. I mean, it's late in the afternoon now, but I've come out during the daytime and I haven't seen enough bees around to say, yeah, they're into full gear. Bees, you know, they're out there with the flowers, and we haven't got a lot of flowers at the moment, so you would expect them to be out on this tree in full flight, giving it a good go. A little bit early, still cold, so expect some of your flowers to fall. There is nothing you can spray or apply to the soil at this point of time in time. Don't expect to be able to do some magical spray on it or put some magic black grit underneath. It's going to kick into gear and stop this from happening. If you've got weather like we're experiencing, expect the unexpected and expect to lose your flowers and possibly a lot of your fruit, if not all of it. In this case here, last year we had about 12 to 15 fruit, something like that. I don't know what's going to happen this year, but what do you need to do in the meantime with an apricot tree if you've been waiting for spring to come along? Still a couple of weeks away, but prepare yourself to cut off all these useless branches. All this stuff in here, thin it out, take all that back. You can prune your apricot tree pretty much around about now onwards, depending where you are. If you're in a warmer region, you'll have more flowers than this. But if you're in a colder space, like I am, well, your apricot tree is going to be in bud stage still. Have a look at this one here. This is in an open space, not protected by a big hedge, cops all the northerly winds, and it's still nowhere near ready to bloom. So at the end of the day, folks, monitor your trees or your plants and see what they're doing based on the weather and the cycle of weather that you're experiencing, because every garden's a different microclimate. Some will be very similar, but again, not 100%. Like this tree here, the other tree over there, and so on and so on. And it depends where you live in a different state. Your tree might be already flowering or maybe even set fruit as well. You can see in the background down there, they're the almond trees, the 4 of them. Coming into full bloom, they're loving it. This tree here, not ready. You can prune them once it's flowered and pushing on its leaves, but like this at this stage, wait on. And the sap oozing out, we spoke about that, gommosis, stress, weather, climatic changes, puts the tree through stress. Make sure you compost it well and all things like that. You can scrape that off and paint it with hydrated lime mixed with water into a paste, brush it on, seals it off, antiseptic, dries up the wound so it doesn't ooze out. It may ooze out a couple of times, the larger wounds, but over time it should seal and recover quite well. But no pruning yet, folks. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to get back inside, warm up a bit, get the fire going, and then put some black grit into my cereal for tomorrow morning. Make it ferment. Ignore that, I was just talking rubbish there, folks. Have a great day. If you need anything, go to our website, vasilisgarden.com. Probably Vasil, is that okay, that one?
You don't eat cereal.
I don't eat cereal, I know. That's why it didn't sound right, did it? I have a steak for breakfast, that's what I do, and some green veggies. Maresi.